Okay, so last time we talked about how multiplication works for matrices. And in the video last time I went over this problem. We also talked about what are some of the things you have to look for before you even start multiplying. In other words, looking at the dimensions. The inner dimensions, if they're the same, you can multiply. And the outside dimensions tell you the dimensions of your answer matrix. So if you haven't watched that video, then you need to make sure you do that first before we go over today's stuff. So please do that. Okay, so today we're going to go into another example of how to multiply matrices, and then we'll look at one problem from our assignment to get you going. Okay, so matrix multiplication. Always start by writing down the dimensions of each matrix in the correct order. So this is a 1 by 4 matrix, and this is a 4 by 2 matrix. Again, because these inner dimensions are the same, we can multiply them. If they aren't, you cannot multiply. All right, and these outer dimensions tell us the dimension of my answer matrix. So in this case, that means I have a 1 row, 2 column answer. So I'm just going to make my answer matrix right here. I really just have 2 spots I need to fill. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Oops, let's make that a little bigger. Okay, so now let's actually do this. And that first spot, this first entry right here that's entry row 1, column 1. So answer 11, in other words. So entry, that's the address. So what that means is I'm going to take the row 1 from here times the column 1 of this matrix. Okay, so that's what we're going to do to get our answer. So that means 4 times 3. Then we're going to go -3 times -1. And we will always add these in between. So -3 times -1 plus 1 times 4 plus 6 times 0. Okay, so now whatever that is goes into this spot right here. Okay, so let's figure out what that is. Actually, maybe I'll do that underneath here. This is 12 plus 3 plus 4 plus 0. Okay, so that's 15 plus 4 is 19. So I'm going to erase this. So in this first spot, I'm going to put 19. Okay, so now I've got one more entry to figure out, and in the next one is going to be row 1, column 2, so A sub 12. So that means this row times this column, okay? And let's write it out here. We got 4 times 5 plus -3 times 1 plus 1 times 8 and then plus 6 times -12. Now, of course, you could just type that in just like that into your calculator if you'd like. However you want to do that, I'm going to simplify these. Okay. So let's see, we got 20 minus 3 is 17, plus 8 is 25, minus 12 is 13. So let's put that here. All right, and this is my answer matrix right here, okay? So 1 by 2 matrix, and we've just done another multiplication problem. All right, hopefully that is now making some sense after you've watched these couple videos. Your assignment is multiplying matrices worksheet. let's take a look at that. I'm going to open that up and we'll do the first one together. So why don't you pause here, get that assignment up, and then we'll go to do the first problem. Let's see. Okay, so multiplying matrices. Find each product if possible, and make sure you show your work. Okay, so first thing, as before, we want to make sure that we can do this. So I'm gonna write my dimensions, and take your time with this. Do it right. So make sure you don't mess this up. This is a 2 by 3 matrix, and this is a 3 by 1 matrix. So now notice the inner dimensions are the same here, so we're okay. So we're good. And that means my answer matrix then is a 2 by 1 matrix. So 2 rows. I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger. So I really have 2 entries here, okay, to figure out. All right. Now I'm going to multiply. So I'll erase this here. And we're going to find the first one, let's say A row 1, column 1. Okay, that is going to be row 1 times column 1 here. Okay, so 4 times -2 plus -1 times 5 plus 0 times 1. Okay, that gives me -8 plus -5 plus 0. So -8 plus -5 is -13. Okay, now let's do our other one. Would be row 2, column 1, so A sub 21, and that's this row times this column. Okay, so 8 times -2 plus 4 times 5 plus -3 times 1. Okay, so I've got -16 plus 20 plus -3. Okay, so that gives me 1. All right. And that is my first answer right here. And we've got our first problem done. Okay, now go ahead and go on and do the rest of these. You've got 8 total problems, so 7 more to do. Always check, write down your dimensions first, and then go from there. All right, good luck. Hopefully those examples and last time's video help. Look over those if you need extra help. Good luck. Bye.